Peut-être c'est nous, c'est nous, TT. And Isha Kanubi. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to do a quick live stream before I return to work. I cannot check the sound, so somebody happens to be there on me loud and clear, nice and neatly. I have a video that is uploading about one of the museums that I went through because I have quite a fair bit of videos coming up where we can see some original artifacts. The one I'm still uploading is about uh, 2000 BC, so that's like 4,000 years old. And there will be the usual stuff, about the culture, about languages, about history. Some people might say there was some distractions lately, but there's just some conversation. It's just that some people feel like they're superior and we can't even ask them anything. And a lot of people are kind of in a brain-free state because they thought they had some master teachers. They thought they had some excellent scholars in their midst, but really they have freestylers, and they are a little bit in pain emotionally because their teachers got served. But, everybody takes a L sometimes. It's not the first time for them, but it might be the first time that he is documented that well. So as usual, when I'm live, anything goes. So if you have any questions, any comments, then feel free. I'm aware that it takes about 20 minutes or so for people to get a notification on the community feed. So I did not share the link. I thought there's no point because 20 minutes is about how long I'm going to stay on this live. You know how it is. Some people don't necessarily catch me because the live streams are not planned too much in advance. So there's an opportunity just in case. Sometimes I feel like going. Eventually, I'm having to have someone who said, well, I didn't know your new channel ever since your last accounts was Nash. And I'm very happy when I catch up with some people that I used to communicate with like years ago, As some of you have seen, sometimes I'm live streaming and it's somebody that, I used to talk to like 10 years ago, But always feel free. It's an opportunity now. If you have any questions, statements, I don't have any particular topic in mind. I feel like I addressed everything I wanted to address. And I'm not the bully type. I'm not the drama type. But I'm just not going to tolerate disrespect. I've been through that before. And people attacking me as a group, I'm used to that. If they don't want to do that, if they want to do that, it's on them. But then it shouldn't be crying afterwards, because this time my account will most likely not get snatched like before, So if some of you happen to find out about my channel recently, all you need to do is go to the video section and you will see that I'm not the drama type of guy. My account, my channel is not the drama type of channel. It's just that, we just happen to address some things, Now we still have some groupie dummies who act like, well, those guys don't understand. But I'm happy to read other people who say, look, those guys have to stop, saying that we don't understand just because we don't agree with their hypothesis. What I will do is just make sure that the sound is okay. So for a few seconds, I don't know what's going to appear on the screen. Maybe it will look like there's a connection issue, but I just want to make sure I don't want to be talking for nothing. Okay. It looks like for whatever reason, the phone is not picking up the sound coming from the headset. So I've noticed that the sound quality is very, very low. But it's really up to you. Let me know, if you manage to distinguish what I'm saying. You know, I won't be long. It's just a quick one. If you have any questions or comments, then feel free. Kind of lost my thought with what I was saying, but oh, I have a guest here. Hey, Chris. Okay. Hey, what's up,
What's going
brother?
on?
How you doing?
What's going
Can
on,
you hear
bro?
me?
I see you've been real agitated lately. I didn't know. You know what? I listened to you and Smash Rockwell's build, with the one brother on the Medu Neder. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know he was that pseudo. I didn't know he was that type of dude that would lie as fast as he did. You know what I'm saying? Like I noticed in the conversation because I can hear you loud and clear on YouTube just to let you know. So the sound is fine.
Okay.
But when
Okay.
he was talking, I was like, man, I didn't know he was like this dishonest. Like when he said that the word black there is doesn't mean black. It was a title, and I'm like, where'd you get that from? And everybody kept asking him, where did you get it from? And what he kept doing was talking and talking and talking and talking. And I was just all like, this is what a lot of these guys do. They've never been pulled on the carpet about their own scholarship or methodology. And when you pull them on the carpet, on their methodology, what they do is they get real upset and start asking more and more compound questions. And I thought that was garbage when he was doing that. I was like, I lost respect for that dude after I saw him doing that. I'm like, yo, if you're saying it's not, you have to tell us what is. And when you make it determinative in an argument such as that, you have to have knowledge on what it is that it is. You just can't say, oh, it's a title. Okay, well, show us where this is used as a title, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you went live with him the next day, you were very patient. And he got real aggy with you because the softest answer, like I tell everybody, is the best answer. You know what I'm saying? A soft answer is going to crush a rock every single time. As I say, fuck him. Don't let him bother you, man. Bottom line. X you whopping
Yeah, I
ass
mean,
motherfucker. Go ahead.
you know, yeah. I'm sorry, if I go like this because the sound is very low. I don't know what's going on. So that's the best way I can hear you. But I think the main problem is the argument that Kemet doesn't mean basically that it means a riparian country, and they wrote a book about it. And sometimes people write book about something, and they just don't accurate. I mean, this is an analogy, but there's a Pan African lady. She has a PhD actually in linguistics, and she wrote a book about Kwanzaa. But little people, little did people know that the guy who founded Kwanzaa plagiarized the Jewish holiday Hanukkah. And on top of that,
Right.
he tortured some black woman, and that's why he went to jail. So rather than say,
Correct.
okay, Kwanzaa is not an African holiday and all that, they just want to keep it pushing. So those guys wrote that book, and since they had that argument, they try to save that argument and going against all authorities, going against all specialists or experts. And the funny thing this time is that for 3 hours the guy couldn't even demonstrate that it's a title, and that was a funny thing. And see, I'm used to listening to those guys. I mean, not the full live streams, but I heard them before, and I know methodology, and I know that the primaries, the sources is the main thing. But some of our people just like to listen to people sounding good. and and every time he was trying to escape from the issue at hand, any chance he got, he was trying to escape. And I will wait, because I didn't want to sound antagonizing. I didn't want to sound too pushy about it. But I will remind him, okay, so you said that you will show us Cam meaning being a
Oh no,
title,
brother
so
Shaka, brother
okay.
Shaka. No, 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 no. Yeah, you know what, brother Shaka? It's nothing wrong with browbeating him on his talking point. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing
Mm,
wrong with demanding an answer. You know what I'm saying? Because
mm.
me, I have very short patience with people that play those type of games. Because people are trying to lump
It's it's got it's kind of breaking up when you're talking. I don't know if there's any way maybe you can. slightly
all
moved because
articulate and
it's
shit.
breaking up. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, yeah, I was in a
Yeah,
part where
now
it
it's all
breaks up when I'm driving
nice
in
and
Tampa
yeah,
here,
I
in
can hear you
sunny
clearly.
side Tampa, Florida. Okay, so what it is, if he's going to sit up there and say it's not, he's making it a determinative statement. He's saying it. That's an assertion, right? If I'm sorry, if you can't prove what you're saying is true, then what you just made is an assertion. And he kept standing on it, but he wasn't able to explain what it meant. So if you can't explain what it meant, like maybe you should just step aside and stop the pseudo, because it seems that these pseudos came into the conscious community and they started teaching that Kemet doesn't mean black, and they were doing it just for argument's sake. You know what I'm saying? Like Team Osiris, they did a presentation on his book Sesh
Yeah,
Medunetter,
I saw
right?
that.
And in that book, yeah, they showed how he
Plagiarized. Yeah,
plagiarized
yeah,
everything
and
and how he tried to hide, or I can say we now, I can say we, when they but Josh put the work in, and when Josh showed that the whole book was plagiarized, he even tried to be slick by sitting there and adding new words to it. Like you can't now, you're the true definition of a thief. You're stealing somebody else's work who put the work in. But a lot of these guys, I've started to find out what they do. Just like when I questioned Lee Cumming Jr.'s about his book, I noticed that a lot of the material that was in the book was copy and paste material from Wikipedia. So what I did was I started saying, well, wait a minute. If you copy and pasted this from Wikipedia, you should have seen the rest of the Wikipedia article. So you purposely omitted information to try and push your own agenda here. You are a thief. You are a pseudo. You know what I'm saying? You are a true scumbag. And I gotta call you out on this. And I always look at who published the book, because if there's a publisher, they're going to check the author on a lot of this stuff. They're going to say, we can't use this. This is plagiarized material right here, and we don't want to get sued. You have a nice
mhm.
year.
But the thing you see, I'm glad you said that because there are some people who first let me read this comment from someone called Asar Balance, and he wrote, "Dude clearly played himself. I guess he meant to write himself. I watched it all and lost respect for his scholarship." And yeah, I agree
Yeah,
that
that's
they
my
are
man. That's
pseudo.
my man right there. That's my OG right there.
Yeah.
I grew up watching him and stuff like that back when I was
Mm.
little. He used to cut our hair and stuff like that. So he's the OG
Oh,
and back at home in the hood and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
all
OG
right.
right there. Yeah, yeah.
From Detroit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 7 Mile.
What up,
Right there on
though?
7 Mile. Right there
What
on
up, though?
7 Mile.
Balance. I will call you Balance because I don't want people to be confused with the fake linguist. But yeah. What was I going to say? Yes. At this point, it's not difficult to be published. So some people run around saying, oh, yeah. Some people run around talking about I'm a published author, but I mean, it's not that hard. And if it's a book that's not on a major publishing house, some people might be aware of the plagiarism, but they're like, we're going to sue them. We're just going to waste money basically because we're not going to get anything back. It's not going to necessarily sell that much. I don't mind people having new hypotheses, having some theories, but to push it to the people like it's a fact and dismissing I mean, there's so many things that's wrong with those claims from the pseudos, but I never seen in my life a point where people would just dismiss the experts, the PhDs, and it's really ridiculous, And I wish that they would stop that. It was a good talking point for them, but come on, what is the standard then? You know what I'm saying? And
Well, the
you notice that.
standard is the standard is if he talks enough, if he sounds pseudo enough, if he sounds articulate enough, he's right and everybody
Yeah,
else is wrong. And it's like I
yeah.
said, y'all kept him in that corner. But what I was trying to get on there and tell Smash Rockwell, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay out of this because I don't know Medunetter, right?
Mm,
I know I'm about to be learning from you, the Medunetter. But what I'm
mm.
saying is like, dude, if you can't give a demonstration or a correct demonstration, then you need to just shut the fuck up. I don't know no other way to say it. You
Yeah, I
just
mean,
talking at this point, you know?
yeah, yeah, that's what they've been doing, and they're used to doing that. You know what I'm saying? They would talk their way out of stuff, and he took that long-winded technique from the fake linguist. And I'm glad that the fake linguist just admitted. I asked the dude if he has a degree in linguistics. He goes, I have a degree in computer science and we dealt with linguistics. I didn't
I
ask him if he
doubt
had a
if he.
degree in computer
I doubt
science.
if these guys had. But listen, I doubt if these guys even have degrees in computer science. All right, because if you ask Brian, I mean OG Brian Hess right there, that's on live with you right now. He'll tell you, yeah, Chris was different from the rest of the cats he grew up with. His head was on, his I was screwed up a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So, he'll tell you, yeah, he was like the little nerd amongst all the hood niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where
mm,
I grew up at. So what I'm trying to
mm.
tell you is, listening to these guys, I'm like, man, these dudes ain't in no computer science. What type of computer science?
Well, I
You
mean,
know what I'm
this,
saying?
this I don't want to argue because, he if he hears that, then he might, come up, okay, now they're trying to dab my credential and he's gonna put up that computer science stuff. That's,
But
you
I
know,
have I can do it. But see, here's the thing, and we're not.
but
Yeah, you're right.
I
We're not
understand
gonna
you.
do
I
that.
understand you.
We're not
But
gonna do that. But because I can't trust him on something as simple as methodology, why should I trust
yeah.
you anywhere else? And
and
the
and
question
and,
that was
and I get it.
posed,
I get it in here,
yeah,
but I'm just trying to say that, what's of the matter of interest to me is the linguistic part, because at the end of the day, it might be some JavaScript, HTML, CSS. You know what I'm saying? It might not have
yeah,
anything to do with languages. It might just be strictly the computer coding and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
at the end of the day, he just doesn't have that degree. And I didn't say PhD because now they try to be slick. I've been listening to people. They try to be slick. I didn't talk about PhD, but just degree in linguistics. And once again, I don't mind somebody dealing with linguistics, with hypothesis and so on. But if your argument is not peer reviewed, if your argument is not accepted by your the peers in the field, the scholars, the experts in the field, don't try to push it like it's an absolute fact, and then being disrespectful when people don't believe you. Why would I believe what you're saying? You're not an authority.
Right.
You're not an expert. Come on, just slow it down. And the funny thing is that he was giving name of other people saying, "Oh, such is not a linguist. Such is not a linguist." But whenever they make their argument, they quote people anyway. They quote scholars, but then it's okay. But when we do mention some other scholars, some other scholar, if it doesn't suit them, then they're gonna pull up that it's like the race card. It's the appeal to authority card. They put it out whatever
No, but
suits them, and
see
it gets
where
ridiculous. We're not going to progress as a people if we have that type of behavior. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
but
right now they're all
remember,
butt hurt and they're sending their little groupies, to try to talk and stuff. But it's all good. It's nothing new to me.
two top
But it's
off.
embarrassing. Can you picture people looking at us? And I want people to make this distinction. And when I think that those people being called all
Got
the
it.
pseudo, that kills me, man. They're the kings of pseudoism, and they need to slow down. I don't hate them like I
I'll
said
grab
many
another one.
times, but they have to learn to be respectful, man. They're too condescending, man.
Well, you know what? I want to say this. There's nothing wrong with an appeal to authority as long as you know
Oh
the
no, I agree with you.
authority.
Nothing wrong. They've
Yeah.
been saying it like it's a scene.
Like, no, the the problem with the appeal to authority fallacy is when you appeal to the author without any evidence behind it, and you can't prove his evidence that he's putting forth. That's what an appeal to authority is. And when you bring forth greater evidence against that author or scholar, and you're saying this is where he's wrong at, and his study is not up to date, his study is behind, right? Here's the new archaeological evidence, and the other person is saying, nope, nope, this guy is right, this guy is right. That's when it's an appeal to authority. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be able to support the author's evidence. You have to be able to support the author's evidence, or appeal with evidence. That's why I was saying he didn't really know what an appeal to authority was. And I was like, me and my man Domo was listening to it like, yo, he off. He way off. And that's why I said that's that Nuwapian nonsense that he on there pushing, that I can sound more convincing than y'all. And Smash Rockwell was on him. I like the way y'all was on him. But I did not like the fact that y'all let him off the hook. Because anybody would tell you when I'm debating, I'm gonna stay on you, and I'm gonna keep punching you in the corner. And when your hands is over your head and you saying please no more, no more, I'm gonna punch even faster because I know you don't have nothing else, and I'm gonna just keep doing it. Don't be
Yeah,
ashamed to turn
I
up
agree,
on them.
brother. I understand what you're
Yeah,
saying, but I know these guys. I know their techniques. So
Yeah.
if I didn't go the way I went, he would have acted like we don't let him speak. You know what I'm saying? I know that very well. So, this 3 and 45 minutes for him to just, demonstrate to the world that he doesn't have any source, he cannot show and prove what he's arguing. That was a one of a lifetime stuff. I'm not gonna spend 6 months doing that. But yeah, he would have started acting like people don't let him speak. He's used to speaking to his flock, to his groupies. It's almost cut like. And I heard people say that he comes from the Nubian, so that wouldn't surprise me that he kept some of the traits of that organization. But those people, they're just used to talking to people who believe whatever they say. They're groupies. They're not used to being challenged, and that's the way it is. But their arrogance, it just kills me. Their condescending way just kills me. But you know what, brother?
Yeah, he
I'm
was
very
being
happy.
very
Yeah.
condescending, but that's all he had at the end of the day. That's all he could do at the end of the day. Well, let me act condescending and
Yeah.
let me make it look like I don't want to answer. Because I remember when he engaged with Rob Warren, and Rob Warren got at him about some things that he was teaching. And you know how Rob Warren is, right? And
Yeah.
Rob Warren's a cool dude, but a lot of them dudes that's on there, I've been learning like they're ex-Nuwapians. I'm not. That doesn't mean that you're not smart, but I know
Yeah.
how they talk and I know how they teach.
Hmm.
A lot of their information is microwave. And let me explain something to you. I have a book. I have a book called Voices of Our Ancestors by Per Maatra, right? And in it, the author is explaining Medu Neter, the history of Egypt, etc., etc. But when you're reading this type of information, I notice that these guys are coming saying, "Oh, well, where that author got it wrong is this and this." It's like, yo, I'm not reading it to see if the author is right or wrong. I'm reading it to develop my knowledge about my study
Hmm.
first. I'm not worried
Hmm.
about the author just yet because I'm not a 50-year scholar at Egypt yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Hmm.
trying to argue that. And if you're 31 years old, there's no way you can know more than somebody such as this author here who's like 67 years old. It's almost impossible, and I think you need to humble down a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because that book, Session Medunetter, I'm like, come on, dog. You can't speak right now. You're not qualified to. You get what I'm saying? That's fair to say. And I think you need to humble. They need to learn how to humble down on some of the stuff they put forth, like Garfield's book. My man did a plagiarizing test on it. Nothing was plagiarized. Garfield gave all his citations. Garfield did everything correct in that book that he put forth. So he did a great job. Now, is there some punctuation mistakes in it? Sure. But you can
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
that in any book. You know what I'm
In any book,
saying?
yeah. In any book,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's it. And I was just like, it's an excellent book. You could tell he really put his time into it. So there's no
Mm.
knock on him for that. You know what I'm saying? And plus what he argues. You see what I'm saying? All I
Mm.
heard was a bunch of fluff. Please get on here and demonstrate why Kemet is a title to a king.
Kem,
If it's
Kem,
a title,
Kem.
Kim, you have to
Yeah.
show us that now. Yeah,
Mm. No,
they
but
depicted themselves as black.
yeah,
It's
it's a
in
bad.
their name.
It was a bad try, you know what I'm saying? And he's there for the record. I mean, those type of conversation, if you have it like on a small, well, let's say you don't have any recording or videos. No, 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 I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But it is what it is. But thanks a lot for calling me. I'm going to go back to work. But
Yeah, no
you're
doubt.
always welcome, as you know. All right.
Yep, yep.
All right. Take care, brother. Hotel.
That's up.
All right. All right, brothers and sisters, I will not put any outro. I'm going back to work now. But always feel free. Make sure you hit that notification bell because people told me that they just don't get the notification. At first, I thought it was just some exception, just a few people, but it looks like it's the case for most people. So it's all good. All right. Stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to, but then I'll definitely holler back at you. Hotel.